is. Hey guys, what's going on? John here from What's Spinning, here tonight to chat about this new Chris Stapleton album, Starting Again. Chris Stapleton is a Nashville-based singer-songwriter. Now, I will be honest, over the years, I've said it before, I'll say it probably a million more times, country's always been a little hard for me to get into. Trust me, I like my Casey Musgraves, I like my Jason Isbell. There's some underground country artists that are doing some pretty cool stuff too. However, outside of that, country's never been my bag, which is why a couple of years ago when Chris Stapleton came on the scene, I was actually shocked by how much I genuinely liked some of his stuff. His debut album, Traveler, actually brought in a lot of the ruggedness, the rough around the edges feel that I enjoyed about a lot of the early albums in country, the classic country albums like Johnny Cash's stuff. But at the same time, he brought in this element of soul and just seriously heartfelt songwriting on tracks like Parachute, which I thought were just all around great. 2017 showed him follow that up with his two Short from a Room albums, and both of them continue to be pretty above average. Once again, it was soulful, super passionate, a little rough around the edges. And the songwriting on tracks like Millionaire and Trying to Untangle My Mind and Scarecrow in the Garden just seemed to be really forward-thinking. Chris Stapleton, time and time again, at least in my view, has brought some serious, well-needed heart to modern country music, which it is a wasteland of heart most of the time. And from the sound of it, these new singles are pretty much par for the course. Let's chat about this thing. This album starts off with Starting Over and Odyssey. It's a pretty damn good start. Overall, this is just a no-frills, straight-up, fantastic country rock track. It's a little rugged, it's a little rustic, and I love just how passionate Chris's performance is here. Not to mention, I think it's genuinely one of the catchiest tracks he's written in years. I don't know, man. Something about this track just really grabs my heart. It's sort of nostalgic in a way. I don't know, it just sounds like something I would have heard on the radio when I was young. I adore this. On the other hand, Devil Always Makes Me Think Twice is a little bluesier, a little grittier. But Chris just sounds so cool on this, and he does bring in a little bit of a rugged sound to it. It's also got a lot of callbacks to classic blues rock and these guitar solos. It's such a simple formula, but Chris Stapleton nails it, and he continues to be one of the more likable acts in modern country. When I'm With You, as far as a ballad goes, this is an absolute knockout. I mean, this is just an absolutely timeless track with a seriously easy to take in message. It's so simple, but so effective. But while it's just so simple and effective, it's everything that I've always sort of enjoyed about Chris's music. It's beautiful, it's wonderfully performed, it's just so likable as well. And Arkansas is really well done as well. To be honest, a more explosive, wild-eyed track like this from Chris Stapleton could have come off super goofy, but it's actually done really well. It's genuinely rowdy and a lot of fun. This is also, far from what I usually enjoy in modern country. It's tracks like this that I usually steer clear from, but this is actually a lot of fun. I mean, I don't think that there's anything progressive here, not even close, but yeah, I'm all for it. I will say this, though, a lot of the ballads here are very hit and miss, but when they do hit hard, they really do just come across as super engaging, like Joy of My Life. There is a legitimate beauty to this track that can't be ignored. It really makes you appreciate a lot of the smaller details here. It's so beautiful, it's so visual, and it is performed wonderfully. And the amount of soul and passion that Chris puts into his music continues to be mind-boggling. Like, he is really bringing in so much heart, such well-needed heart to modern country. Now, I may catch some flack for this, some serious flack as well. Cold is actually one of my least favorite tracks here. I've gone on and on about how much unusual soul and heart that Chris Stapleton brings into country music, but this just seems goofy. Maybe not goofy, but definitely sappy. It's undeniably well performed. His vocals are fine, but personally, I've heard him do so much more with so much less. Also, it just seems overly dramatic to me. Whiskey Sunrise doesn't really cut it for me either. There are a lot of great ballads here. There are a lot of great slower tunes as well. I've already chatted about a bunch of them, but this, I don't know, once again, overly dramatic. I mean, it's bluesy and rugged. It has a little bit of an outlaw vibe to it. That's fine. But I don't know why, but this just sounds a little cheap to me. Worry Be Gone is a letdown for me as well. Look, there's always been a sort of throwback, old school outlaw or country vibe to Chris's music that he usually pulls off really well. But then there's this, which just sounds like Chris Stapleton trying so freaking hard to duplicate that sound, not just pay homage to it. Here's a little secret. He's a lot better at it when he's not trying this hard. When it comes to old friends, I feel like, honestly, he's just sort of gone to the well with this sound so many times here. A little too many. Look, there have been some great ballads on here. This isn't one of them, though. Matter of fact, it's one of the most soulless, heartless tracks here. I'm shocked. Like, I couldn't tell you this was a Chris Stapleton track. I could have told you that this was maybe any other modern country artist. To be honest, he doesn't even sound that interested in this. My least favorite track here. But that's just me. I feel like there's a lot of people that would enjoy those tracks like that. But modern country is very hit and miss with me. However, the rest of this album is pretty decent, actually. Where Chris Stapleton lacks in progression, you know, he still does have a really great sound. Hillbilly Blood did take a long while for him to really grow on me, but I actually like the rebellious outlaw vibes on this track. It's grown on me quite a bit. If you're not into the modern, flashy, gaudy, poppy side of country, Chris's music is definitely worth a listen. It's rough around the edges, a little dusty, and his performance, especially in the second half, is absolutely worth a listen. Now we have Maggie's song, and like, how could you hate this? This is a tender, heartfelt, heartbreaking ballad to Chris's dog who's recently passed away. Is it simple? Yes, but it is so full of heart and so full of love. It also just really paints an unbelievable portrait of man and his best friend. Watch You Burn is a knockout. Chris just here sounds so fired up and on a freaking mission, and this little rough and tumble riff just makes it even more heavy. Not only that, but it updates this sound for a modern audience. It's just a refreshing turn that this album didn't really need, but honestly, you know what? I'm glad that it turned out as good as it did. And the intensity of this track towards its finale is fantastic. And You Should Probably Leave is one of my favorite deep cuts, honestly. Some of the harmonies on this track give me the chills. I love how sleek and bluesy this is, even sexy. It's a great little duet here. It's something new for Chris. Not only that, but it's just a feel-good jam, and I could use that right now. Sadly, though, Chris kind of drops the ball with the finale here, Nashville, Tennessee. I mean, it's fine. Chris Stapleton superfans, you're probably gonna like this, but this is very tame for me. The lyrics are fine, the harmonies are great, but this is a cruel reminder that Chris may need to step it up a little with his future work. It's very middle of the road. It's fine, but there are like 10 other tracks on here that are so much better than this. It's very average. Overall, I think that Chris Stapleton remains one of the more interesting and likable acts in modern country. I mean, yeah, there's nothing really progressive here. He hasn't progressed his sound much in the last couple of years, to be brutally honest, but he still plays it with so much heart, so much soul. He's super likable as well. Feeling a strong 7 on this album, but let me know what you guys think down below. If you liked the video, be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let me know down below what you would like for me to chat about in the future. And until next time, have a great day, guys.